A mock funeral for the penny was held at the Lincoln Memorial in Washington, D.C. Parents are outraged at a Canadian school's timeout box for misbehaving children. And a criminal, while running from the police, jumped into a nativity scene and pretended to be a king. These are the weird stories on Weird AF News, the only daily weird news podcast. I got 3 strange, bizarre stories from all over the place for you, for free. Let's go. Hundreds of people attended a mock funeral for the penny at the Washington, D.C. Lincoln Memorial over the weekend. Now, as you know, Washington, D.C. has played host to some of America's most historic events. Inaugurations, marches, state visits, funerals. These are all familiar moments in the nation's capital. There was another funeral of sorts, though, with a little bit of a different tone. Outside the steps of the Lincoln Memorial on Saturday, hundreds of people gathered to say goodbye to the penny. That's right, the penny. 1 month after the U.S. Mint printed the final 1-cent piece, hundreds of people attended a mock funeral for the penny. Funeral goers, also known as penny mourners, dressed up as Abraham Lincoln and carried a casket which people tossed pennies into. The mock funeral was hosted by Ramp, which is a platform that helps companies automate inefficient spending. They were hired, apparently, to curate this very silly moment. And they came through with various Abraham Lincoln actors and comedians to complete this event of the mock funeral of the penny. Yeah, I'm looking at the photos. It looks hilarious and loads of fun. I love silly events like this. I like when you take something silly and then treat it seriously, like the mock funeral of the penny. Hilarious. I would have loved to have been hired to do a comedic eulogy for the penny, which meant a lot to me. Rest in peace, Penny. I'm going to miss you. We're all going to miss you. You were pretty much worthless, but we had some nice tender moments together, finding you on the ground and picking you up with the strange illusion that there was going to be some luck for me for the rest of the day, and only if I picked you up when you were on heads. Oh, the penny. I never really used you too much in commerce, but I did grab you once in a while when I had a scratch ticket I needed to reveal. I mean, right? That's pretty much like what we've been using pennies for the last 5 years, I think. It's just scratch tickets. Now, all of this is coming about because, as you may not know, President Donald Trump ordered the U.S. Treasury to stop minting new pennies as costs climbed to nearly 4 cents to make 1 penny. So not really economically feasible to keep making these pennies when it costs 4 times the worth of the penny to make the penny, because I guess the price of copper. And I mean, whatever, we don't really use pennies so much anymore. I made a whole YouTube video, by the way, arguing on the elimination of the penny, and it's on my YouTube channel, at Funny Jones. It actually may be on the Weird AF News channel, at Weird AF News. It's on one of those channels anyways. It's a long video, by the way. I use charts, and I got a whiteboard out, and I'm drawing things, showing you how just economically foolish it is to keep making pennies. And I even give you some solutions with what to do with the rest of the pennies that are in circulation when we decide to take them out of circulation. You could get some use out of these things. Now, no spoilers, no spoilers. It says in the article here, billions of pennies will still remain in circulation, and they will stay as legal tender in the United States, in case you were curious on whether or not that old coffee can full of pennies that you've been adding to over the years is now worth nothing. No, it's still worth something, but, not quite what they were used to be. Used to be able to get thoughts for your pennies. Remember those days? Meanwhile, the nickel is still safe. We haven't canceled that yet, but we got our eye on you, nickel. So, you better behave yourself. Outrage after photos show a timeout box being used in an elementary school in Canada. Photos of a wooden box allegedly used for students' timeouts at this elementary school in a place called Aquasasne. Aquafina. I don't know. I can't say it. Anyway, the box drew shock and anger from parents this week, and it's prompted an investigation by the school district to get to the bottom of this timeout box. Yeah. The U.S. invented the timeout, and it looks like Canada has taken it and ran with it. Gone pretty medieval. The Iron Maiden timeout box here that we see. All right, I'm laughing at this, but I probably shouldn't be laughing at this. It sounds like very torturous for the children to be placed into this thing. Solitary confinement for kids. Yeah, I'm going to need some therapy after this. Although back when I was a kid, they would have told us this puts hair on our chest. Yeah, there was a lot of that going on. Boomers invented this phrase, hair on your chest, to justify major child abuse in the 80s and 90s, as I've already elucidated on this philosophical podcast, this highbrow, high-end podcast here. It's not grimy at all. Oh, yeah, this thing would have put hair on our chest. They would have put us in this box right after they forced us to drink out of the garden hose. Going for a bike ride? Don't you wear your helmet. What's wrong with you? All right, back to the medieval timeout box. Let's find out if it's as bad as it looks. I mean, who knows? Maybe they put a little play putty in there for the kid. You know, that's pretty good. Play putty is good for stress relief and for fine motor skill buildings. Okay, aquatic. Freaking A, man. It's in Mohawk territory. It's near Cornwall, Ontario. These are places I'll never see in life. Sure it's very cold. Well, maybe the box is a nice warm cubby to get out of that cold Cornwall, Ontario's weather. It straddles the Ontario, Quebec, and New York state border. All right, so it's not as far north as I thought. Well, nonetheless, they believe in tough love up there, and this is a kindergarten to grade 5 school, and it is one of 4 schools in the Salmon River Central School District. There's a resident of Her name is Chrissy Jacobs. She's a former Salmon River Central School District board member. She actually was the one who posted these photos to Facebook after they were sent to her by a teacher who'd recently resigned from the school. Oh, great. So only one teacher thought this was not okay to shove children in what looks like a wooden casket. And it took her leaving the school to finally say something about it. You know, some people just put up with just dastardly deeds because they're like, well, they're paying me. Now, after this photo of the box was put online, 4 parents came forward at a community meeting the night after and said that their children had identified that box, said they were put in that box. The parents later went to the police to report what their children had reported. The St. Regis Mohawk Tribal Police Service said matters were pending and an investigation was on, and they wouldn't be able to provide any further information. You're dealing with a native tribe here. This is native land. It sounds like they got their own tribal police service. Now, while some parents were shocked, others say that this is good for the kids because it prepares them for future careers in hockey, where you have to often sit in a penalty box. I'm kidding. I made that up. That's a terrible thing to say. It says parents were shocked. Others say the school has a history of mistreatment, and they're demanding action to improve the conditions for their children. Yeah, I mean, you might want to scour the school grounds and see if you can find other torture devices that are being used to put the kids in their place. You know, this whole timeout thing. I mean, it's one thing to put a kid in timeout. Yeah, I don't think you need the box, right? It's pretty shameful to sit, like, out in the hallway or on the side of the classroom in timeout. Is that not enough shaming going on? They need to up it. It's pretty luxurious in general to just have timeout in your life rather than the alternatives, I have to admit. As a child, I was never... Well, no, I was put into timeout. It was a different kind of timeout, though. The timeout was the time I was unconscious after I got smacked in the head for doing whatever stupid thing I just did. And I deserved it. I think I did. Now, as for this timeout box that was shared on social media, the school district, they say, allows for the use of timeouts in 2 situations. When a situation poses immediate concern for someone's physical safety or in conjunction with a behavioral intervention plan designed to teach and reinforce alternative appropriate behaviors. It says any space used for timeouts, such as this box, as well as the circumstances leading to its use, must meet strict legal and regulatory requirements. Yeah, we got some regulatory requirements for the isolation box. It can't be smaller than a 2x2. Like, what the hell? And hey, we removed the spiders, so that's good. All right, no spiders allowed in the box. For behavioral change, spiders in a confined space can make headway. So says tribal psychologists. Like, seriously, how do you come up with this? Well, we interviewed a teacher. What was your inspiration for the isolation box? She said the films Escape from Alcatraz, Shawshank Redemption, and The Rock were all inspirations for coming up with with this behavioral modification space. Now, another parent on the Mohawk Reservation said his partially nonverbal son Connor, age 8, was put inside the box. The box was located in his son's classroom. The father heard the box was built for an autistic student in his class. He said his son communicated to him that children who are very angry or sad go in the box when they need to, quote, calm down. Oh, so even sad children have to go into the box. Does it work for sadness? If so, I'm going to order one of these off Amazon. The state of affairs right now in the world makes me a little sad. Maybe I need to be inside a box for a little while. Now, the father goes on to say, my son had to watch his friend get put inside that thing, and that's what hurt him more than actually going in there himself. He said his son, who is typically gentle and easygoing, has been acting out more this year, which the father believes is a result of him having to watch the box used on many of his peers during the school year. Oh, yeah. Well, I imagine that is pretty shocking. But look on the bright side. It prepares you if you ever get transferred to a school in North Korea. Too soon.
Welcome back.
A wanted man running from the police jumped into a nativity scene and pretended to be a king. Let's find out if it worked. Probably not, but let's keep reading. A migrant was on the run from the police, and this migrant tried to disguise himself in a Christmas nativity scene as the fourth of the three wise men. What in the Bugs Bunny is going on over here in a town in southern Italy? Galatone, that's where this took place. It's obviously a place where the residents have seen the film Home Alone, because this is like a Home Alone scene, right? Kevin McAllister jumped into a nativity scene, and I believe he was one of the wise men. I don't know if he was the fourth, but this wanted man, who was being unnamed, attempted to be the fourth wise man. You know, the one that brought Bitcoin for the baby Jesus. Now, he did all this, obviously, to escape the police. He was fleeing them after a conviction for assault and resisting arrest. He's 38 years old and from Ghana. That's all they're saying. The migrant made a very feeble attempt to blend in the nativity scene. He actually stayed very frozen, raising his arms, holding still as he tried to pull off the hilarious, quick-thinking move of becoming a human statue worthy of a baddie from Scooby-Doo. That's from the article, a baddie from Scooby-Doo. Yeah, this is kind of like a Scooby-Doo situation as well. And I would have got away with it, too, if it wasn't for you meddling kids. And those of you who can count the fourth wise man. The article says, sadly, this man was rumbled when the... rumbled? Never seen rumbled used this way. I thought it was a big brawl, a rumble. It says the man was rumbled when the town's mayor spotted him after seeing small movements in the corner of his eye. And I would have got away with it, too, if it wasn't for you pesky mayor of the town. Why is the mayor chasing after criminals, by the way? Is he part of the police force? These small towns have very strange police forces and mayors. They're all quirky characters. I would love to be the mayor of a small Italian village. It's just like that mayor just like drinks and smokes all day long and laughs. It just seems like the best life. It probably doesn't have to pay for a damn thing. This mayor's name is perfect. It's Flavio Filoni. Isn't that amazing? Flavio Filoni. You can't even make up these Italian mayor names. They are the greatest. I don't have a name like that, which is why I'll probably never be able to get elected to the mayor of a small Italian village. Also, I'm not a citizen. All right, let's get back to the mayor's quotes. The mayor probably makes like the best meatballs, too. This guy, Flavio Filoni. He says, while I was walking past the nativity scene, which set up by our tourism office, I noticed a figure, which I initially thought was a part of the scene, But then, out of the corner of my eye, I saw the figure moving. He was moving. I couldn't believe it. This was the fourth wise man moving. I didn't even know there was a four wise man. There's supposed to be a three wise man, but there was a four wise man. I looked in the Bible. I said, no, there is only three wise men. I had to check. No, not a fourth wise man. I was right. The man was promptly arrested by the local police and remanded in custody in a place called Lecce, which is a nearby city. He's going to spend the rest of his sentence there. He had previously been sentenced to 9 months and 15 days by a court in Bologna. Mayor Filoni thanked the police for their swift recovery of this wanted man. He said, quote, thanks to the swift intervention of our local police, the state police, and the carabinieri, it was possible to identify this person who it turned out a wanted fugitive. Big thank you. Big thank you to all the men and the women who uphold the security with competence and dedication. Meet me at my table for more wine. Seriously, like, who doesn't want to hang out with Mayor Flavio Filoni all day long, just drinking wine and smoking cigars? He's got stories, this guy, Flavio. He definitely has stories. Now, my article here ends by saying all of this tomfoolery comes after a man dressed as an elf was arrested in Liverpool this week. I didn't hear about the man arrested in Liverpool. Turns out police officers stopped this man last week on Church Street after he made abusive comments towards police officers. It was discovered he was a named suspect for an assault in November where a woman was punched in the face and suffered injuries. They arrested the 55-year-old man dressed as an elf. Well, you're getting a bonus story, 2 for 1, guys. I wonder what Flavio Filoni would think of this story. He'd probably say something like, "Hey, times are very, very tough. You can't even trust the elf." Hi, my friends and my loyal listeners. How are you? This is Christmas week. Are we excited? Do you guys have the days off of work leading up to Christmas and after? I'll be working all through Christmas. I'm going to take Christmas Day off, possibly the day after as well. We'll see. I'm gonna feel it out. I'm definitely taking Christmas Day off because I'm going to be at the comedy club helping feed the homeless. I just got a very busy day, so there'll be no podcast on Christmas Day. Just FYI, so don't be alarmed by that. It's just normal holiday behavior for your buddy Jonesy here. Hey, let's give thanks and praise for some super holiday behavior by just supportive people that want to support Weird AF News. They believe in what I got going over here. One man in a closet recording strange stories and doing bad Italian accents and can't pronounce cities. This is Nicky Scarano. Hey, you think Nicky Scarano knows the mayor, Flavio Filoni, or what? Nicky, could you introduce me to Flavio, man? I want to sit down with a good Cabernet Sauvignon with Flavio. Don't give me that blend shit. Nicky Scarano became a member of the Patreon. That's why I'm giving her some love. And there's a small photo of her beautiful face. Damn, Nicky, you fine. You fine. Nicky Scarano's fine. Everybody just giving you the lowdown on Nicky Scarano's face. She's a beauty. Anyway, she became a $5 member of the Patreon because Nicky's rolling in the ducats these days. You know what I'm saying? Anyways, I appreciate that. That's like buying me a very delicious coffee every month. And Nicky, I need the caffeine, right? So, just know that you're doing good deeds this Christmas. And I appreciate that. And please enjoy the extra content that's in the Patreon, Nicky. You can see the remnants of the fantasy football league that's going on in there. We're going to be moving on to the championship pretty soon. So you can play next year if you're into it. If you're into it, Nicky Scarano. Anyways, you guys can be like the ever-supportive Nicky Scarano and join the Patreon by going to weirdafnews.com or patreon.com/weirdafnews. It's a good way to spend your holiday money, and I know you're all rich, so hit it. Also, what else do we have here? Some people bought me more coffees off my website, and that's just lovely. Jolly Julie, let's start with Jolly Julie. She bought me some coffees off my website, and she wrote, "Long-time listener, you can use this for weed. Merry Christmas, Jonesy." Use this for weed? I never, Jolly Julie. What do you take me for, huh? Reefer. Also, we have here Nick M. Nick M. bought me some coffees and wrote, "Cheers for the laughs this year, Jonesy. Season's greetings from England. All the best." Nick is a brilliant chap. Nick, you're brilliant. Does anyone ever tell you you're brilliant, Nick? You're brilliant. You're a brilliant chap, and I now will call you my mate. Sorry for the accent. Anyways, thanks for the coffees, Nick. Appreciate that. We're gonna have to crack open some beer when I visit across the pond someday. It'll happen. It will happen. Okay. Also, Laura Lee is 69. Lori, aka TMI. She wrote, "Merry Christmas, Jonesy. Cheers, Lori, a.k.a. TMI." She wrote TMI because she wrote me this, long, not too long of an email, but an email oversharing, but I enjoyed it very, very much. So please overshare. If you want to send me just juicy details of your private life via email, feel free. It's funnyjones@gmail.com. I'm not going to read those kinds on the air. Yeah. So you could do that. Feel free. Also, here we have Lily. Lily, the OG. Lily has been a long-time listener, long-time supporter of Weird AF News, and here she is coming through for the holidays. She bought me 33 coffees. Isn't that incredible? 33 coffees. I'm gonna OD on coffee thanks to the lovely Lily. She wrote, Merry Christmas, Jonesy. Thanks for another year of great entertainment. I love you, and good luck with your life, man. I mean, it's just unbelievable. Lily and her whole family listen to Weird AF News. Say hi to the kids, Lily. Tell them Jonesy sends holiday love. Okay, now before I wrap this up, I have one more thing, and I need help here. I got someone mailed me a box from London, England, with some treats inside. No name, and it went to it was addressed to my old address, which I have a new address. I believe I've mentioned this on the podcast. I have a new address in Valley Village, California, which is it's near North Hollywood. I'm in the Los Angeles area still, but it's a new address. So if you're going to send me something, please email me and I'll give it to you. Anyways, it's this somehow miraculously still got to me, and it's a box of McVitie's Jaffa Tree cakes. Jaffa cakes. I don't know how you say this. 3 Jaffa Jonuts and Jaffa cakes. It's like a donut covered in chocolate here. I haven't tried them yet, but they look pretty damn amazing. So one of you sent this to me, and I would love it if you emailed me and let me know who you are so I can give you the proper shout-out and love on the show. funnyjones@gmail.com. Please hit me up. Can't wait to try these, by the way. They look fabulous. Look like they go with coffee, which is nice. No coffee, or maybe with some of my homemade Irish cream that I made. You guys know, if you follow me on Instagram, you might have seen the video I posted of me making homemade Irish cream. Well, I made a second batch for the holidays. Very, very good, and I'm pretty excited to crack that open. Maybe I'll have one of these Jaffa Jonuts, whatever they are. All right, listen, if you guys want to support the show, you know what to do. It's go to weirdafnews.com. You can buy me a coffee, join the Patreon, and if you need my address, just email me. It's funnyjones@gmail.com. All right, well, I'll see you tomorrow for another episode of Weird AF News, and good luck with your life, man. Hey, drink it a wine.